Hey, boys and girls, I thought I'd try to read some more nursery rhymes to you. My computer's messing up on me all the time, so I can't probably read very many of them, but I can try a few more. Here's one. Hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up my... No, hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck one, and down he run. Hickory dickory dock. The clock struck one, and down he run. How about if the clock struck two, and he had a poo? How about the clock struck three, and he had to take a pee? How about if the clock struck four, and he went out with a whore? I mean, who comes up with this stuff anyway? Oh, that's sure interesting. That's sure a neat nursery rhyme, isn't it, huh? Unbelievable. Let's see. I've got to kind of scroll down a bunch of stuff here and try to find one that I'm familiar with, because I'm not familiar with all these hundreds of nursery rhymes, boys and girls. Let's see if I can find one. Let's see. How about Little Bo Peep? Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep. Can you imagine a girl named Bo Peep? Hey, is Bo Peep here? Huh? Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep and can't tell where to find them. Leave them alone and they'll come home. Leave them alone and they'll come home. Waggling their tails behind them. What are they waggling their tails in the first place, boys and girls? You know, waggling their tails behind them. Little Bo Peep fell fast asleep and dreamed she heard them bleating. But when she awoke, she found it as a joke, for still they all were fleeting. Then up she took her little crock. What does that mean, little crock, boys and girls? Was she cooking things in her crock pot? She carries her crock pot around with her. And then up she took her little crock, determined for to find them. Maybe the crock was some kind of a metal detector where she'd take her crock out, her crock pot with her. Then she'd hold it, you know, and facing north, and then if the lost shape were north, then the little crock pot would make a noise. And if it didn't make a noise, maybe she could, you know, turn to the east, and then if the shape were of the east section, then the crock pot would make a buzzing sound or a dinging sound or something. Maybe just a, you know, vibration of some sort. And then she could do that with the west side and the south side until she found her sheep. Let's see, she took her little crock, determined for to find them. She found them indeed. Who talks like that? Who says indeed, huh? In language, you know? She found them indeed. How about she just found them? Why do you have to put indeed on it? She found them indeed, but it made her heart bleed. For they left all their tails behind them. I thought the tails were already behind them. I thought she said that the sheep were waggling their tails behind them. Where are they supposed to leave them? How can they waggle their tails in front of them, huh? She found them indeed, but it made her heart bleed, for they'd left all their tails behind them. What, did their tails drop off on the ground or something? Of course they're behind them. That's where tails are. They're behind people. What is wrong with this person? It happened one day as Bo Peep did stray. If I had a name, if I had a name of Bo Peep, I'd probably be doing a strip act in Vegas. How could you not stray if your name is Bo Peep? What's your name, miss? I'm Bo Peep. And I do a strip show down at the Palomino Club in Las Vegas every other weekend. It happened one day as Bo Peep did stray unto a meadow hard by. I guess if it's going to be hard, it might as well be hard by, huh? There she expired, their tails, side by side, all hung on a tree to dry. Oh boy, there's a bunch of tails on the ground, boys and girls, and the sheep lost their tails, and so we've got some clothes hanger pegs, and we just happened to find out in the field here some clothesline poles and lines, and we're going to use our clothes pegs, and we're going to take these tails that the sheep lost that's on the ground. Their tails fell off, and they're wet, and so we're going to peg them up on these clothesline hangers and make them dry. Let's make sure I got that right. It happened one day as Bo Peep did stray unto a meadow hard by. There she expired their tails side by side, all hung on a tree to dry. I stand corrected. They weren't on a clothesline pole. She put them on a tree. She probably put them on a branch of a tree, boys and girls. That's what she probably did. And then she used her clothes pegs. So she put them on the tree to dry. She heaved a sigh and wiped her eye. How do you heave a sigh? Like this? Is that how you heave a sigh? She heaved a sigh and wiped her eye. And over the hillocks, what's a hillock? And over the hillocks she raced. Hillocks. What is the hell is a hillock? Is that hills they have in Poland? And tried what she could, as a shepherdess should, that each tail should properly placed. Isn't that like pin the tail on the donkey? But in this case, you're pinning the tail on the sheep. And tried what she could, as a shepherdess should, that each tail should be properly placed. You wouldn't want to place that tail anywhere else but the rear end, would you, boys and girls, huh? Well, that's it for little Bo Peep. Let's see what else we can find. Let's see here. See if my stupid computer is going to work. And then we'll read some more for you, boys and girls. Let's see here. Oh, here's little Bo, I got that little Bo Peep in my mind. I can't get it out of my mind. I think I saw a little Bo Peep one time in Las Vegas. Maybe not. Here's one. Little Boy Blue. I think I saw him in Las Vegas too. Hey, that rhymes. Little Boy Blue, come blow your horn. I guess if you're going to blow something, you might as well be a horn. After, well, you're horny. I mean, well, I won't get into that. Little Boy Blue, come blow your horn. The sheep's in the meadow, the cow's in the corn. How do cows get in the corn, huh? What do you peel a corn cob and there's a cow inside of it? How do cows get in the corn? What are they talking about? Where is the boy who looks after the sheep? He's under a haycock. If you're going to be under something, you might as well be under a haycock. Or hay and a cock. But they put it together, haycock. Where is the boy who looks after the sheep? Question mark. He's under a haycock. Fast asleep. Will you wake him? Question mark. No! Not I. For if I do, he's sure to cry. Let's see. Let's see what else I can find. I don't know, boys and girls. Some of these I don't know if I can read them to you because even though they're nursery rhymes, they sound like dull, lonely kind of stuff. Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying. Mother Goose had a house. Mother Goose had a house? I've never heard of that one. Mother Goose has a house. Isn't that impossible to have a house? Mother Goose had a house. 'Twas built in wood, where an owl at the door for sentinel stood. She had a son, Jack, a plain-looking lad. He was not very good nor very bad. He was not very good nor very bad. What was he? A loser? She sent him to market. A live goose he bought. See, mother, says he, I have not been for naught. I have not been for naught? Doesn't that sound like snot? I think not. Jack's goose and her gander grew very fond. They'd both eat together. Sounds like some kind of a swapping deal or something, doesn't it? They'd both eat together or swim in the pond. Jack found one fine morning, as I have been told, his goose had laid him. How does a goose lay? The goose laid Jack? I don't quite get it. Jack found one fine morning. How do you go out and find one fine morning? You get up in the morning, you get dressed, you go outside. Hey, this is a fine morning. I'm going to take this morning and shove it in my pocket. I found it. I'm going to go home and tell Mother I found a fine morning. Who comes up with this stuff? Jack found one fine morning. Well, good for him. Goody gumdrops for Jack. As I have been told, his goose had laid him an egg of pure gold. Jack ran to his mother, the news for to tell. She called him a good boy and then sent him to hell. No, she called him a good boy and said it was well. I don't know. I just don't. I don't get some of this stuff, boys and girls. I really don't. Let's see. Here's one here. Come on, computer. Oh boy. Old MacDonald had a farm. And on his farm he had a cow with a moo-moo here and a moo-moo there. Here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo-moo. Old MacDonald had a farm. You know what it goes, and he had the farm, and he had a pig, and he had a horse, and he had a goat, and he had the dog, and he had all this bullshit, Here's the true poem, boys and girls. Old MacDonald had a farm. The doctor was surprised. But here it is. Mary had a little lamb. The doctor was surprised. But when old MacDonald had the farm, the doctor almost died. I think that's how it really goes, boys and girls. Let's see. Let's see what else Peter Popper, Peter Piper, and Peter Popter. I don't think I better read Peter Popter to you, boys and girls. That might be nasty. Pussycat, and the Dumplings. Pussycat and the Queen, huh? I thought the Queen was a pussycat, huh? See? Saw Jack. Look, Spot, look. Look at Ron. Look at Ron read nursery rhymes. I'm trying to sleep, baby, sleep. 6 little salmon. Slippery Slam. Let's see. There's a lot of nursery. I can't believe how many nursery rhymes. The Ass and His Driver. And this is the Ass, the Cock, and the Lion. Hey, I've got to look at that one just to see what that's like. I've never heard of it. An ass and a cock were together. An ass and a cock were together. That sounds a little bit too gay to me, Anyway, this is an actual nursery rhyme. An ass and a cock were together when a lion, desperate for hunger, approached. He was about to spring upon the ass, when the cock, to the sound whose voice the lion had said, crowed loudly, and the lion fled away. The ass, observing his tribulation or something, and mere growling of a cock, or crowing of a cock, summoned courage to attack him. Yes, sir, let's attack the cock, yes, sir, and galloped after him for that purpose. He had run no long distance when the lion, turning about, seized him and tore him to pieces. False confidence often leads to danger. The Ass and the Cock. That's the first time I've ever heard of that, boys and girls. I didn't know there was a nursery rhyme called that. Here's one, the Cock and the Fox. The Cock and the Hen. The cock doth crow. The cock's on the housetop. I just have to read this one, boys and girls. The cock's on the housetop blowing his horn. Well, he's blowing something, that's for sure. The bulls in the barn are threshing in the corn. The maids in the meadow are making hay. The ducks in the river are swimming away. And that's supposed to inspire kids? I don't get it. I just don't get it. The dog in the manger, the dog cock and the fox. Hey, let's get a dog cock into this, shall we? Huh? This is unbelievable to me, this stuff. You put hokey pokey. You put your right foot in, you take your right foot out. You put your right foot in and you shake it all down. Well, we know that. We all know about the hokey pokey crap, don't we, boys and girls, huh? I thought that was a dance, a hokey pokey. Maybe it's a nursery rhyme too. Let's see. Shepherd and the sheep. There's a lot of things about sheep, boys and girls. Let's see. Three blind mice, see how they run, see how they run. They all ran after the farmer's wife. Why wouldn't they run after the farmer's wife, huh? She's walking around in hardly anything. Got a halter top on and short shorts. Who wouldn't run after her? They all ran after the farmer's wife, who cut off their tails with a carving knife. I don't think it's their tails she cut off. Did you ever see such a sight in your life? No, I didn't. I don't want to think about it. It might make me feel bad. There was an old woman who lived under a hill. Well, that's probably where she belongs. She's probably dead. Anyway, I'm not gonna. This stuff is too. It's too adult to read to you kids, boys and girls. I tried to find some good ones that weren't too gross, but apparently these are too gross for kids. And Peter Piper, Peter Popper. It just sounds too nasty, and I don't want to ruin your life by making you think that nursery rhymes are dirty and filthy. But they're not supposed to be, boys and girls. They're supposed to be fun and having fun with them and stuff, They're not supposed to be dirty and filthy. So maybe I won't read any more to you, but I hope that you've liked the ones that I have read to you. I hope that you understand them a little bit better, and I've kind of, enlightened you to some of their meanings. But I just can't, with good conscience, boys and girls, I just can't read this pornography to you. It's just, it's unbelievable to me. I'm going through the list here. Every lady in this land. Well, we know where that's going. Down to the well. What do you think they're going to do at the well? They're not going to just, they're going down to the well for a reason, boys and girls. It's not to get water. Here's one ding-dong bell. Here we're talking about ding-dongs. Dickie Dexter. Well, that could be, a gay connotation in this. I don't want to read it, These are filthy. I didn't realize that these nursery rhymes are so bad, boys and girls. I'm sorry if I've hurt your feelings, but I'm only reading what's there. So I hope you have a good day, and you don't blame me for this filth. It's not my fault.